but we set up Doge.
Yes.
How much do you think we can rip out of this wasted $6.5 trillion Harris-Biden budget?
Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
That's all of our discretionary spending, by the way. The entirety of our discretionary budget. So when they talk about the budget, that's all of it. He just said we were going to make it zero, but okay.
Yeah!
What is the discretionary budget? It's all the things that we talk about when we talk about the budget. And then there's things called non-discretionary, which is stuff that the United States has to pay. We are like promised to pay. So if you talk about like, usually when they talk about making the budget every year, or it's yearly, right? Quarterly? Yearly? I think it's yearly. When they talk about the budget, they're talking about our discretionary spending. So for instance, when people say like, oh, the military budget is half of our spending or whatever, they mean half of our discretionary spending. Because you see it's 18% of our total spending. Mandatory spending, also known as direct spending, is mandated by existing laws. This type of spending includes funding for entitlement programs like Medicare and Social Security and other payments to people, businesses, and state and local governments. For example, the Social Security Act requires the government to provide payments to beneficiaries based on the amount of money they've earned and other factors. And then discretionary spending is money formally approved by Congress and the president during the appropriations process each year. Generally, Congress allocates over half of the discretionary budget towards national defense, the rest to fund the administration of other agencies and programs. Do they not list the, am I missing it? Oh, usually I have like cute little pie charts, but is it possible they'll look to cut non-discretionary spending? You can't cut, it's called non-discretionary. You have no discretion over it. So you can't cut non-discretionary spending. It's promised already. You'd have to start breaking laws or violating agreements to do it. The Congressional Budget Office. Okay, this is a cute chart. So you can see of our $6.1 trillion right here, the discretionary budget is 1.7 trillion. The mandatory spending is 3.8, and then 700 billion is interest. So when so when Elon Musk says we're going to cut $2 trillion from the budget, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. So what's in non-discretionary spending? I think the biggest chunks are things like Social Security and Medicare. I think those are your biggest chunks. Where's our non-discretionary spending? So your mandatory spending is $3.8 trillion. This is for fiscal year 2023. Of your 3.8 trillion, 1.56 trillion is going to Medicare and Medicaid, and then 1.3 trillion is going to Social Security. So here's this is like 2.9 trillion right here, which is the majority of your non-discretionary spending. And then other things you've got are income security programs, federal civilian and military retirement benefits, certain veterans programs, and then 383 billion for other programs, deposit insurance, pension benefit, guaranteed, veterans income security. Oh no, wait, that's for the veterans programs, but stuff like that, yeah. But why would you assume they wouldn't break laws? Because it would destroy the confidence in the United States' crediting. No one would ever lend or borrow, no one would lend to the U.S. It would just be, it would be disastrous. It would be a catastrophe. That's only federal spending, right? Yes, when you're talking about the budget and all that, it's federal, yeah.